Have you ever pondered over the differences between cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals? It's a question that opens up an intriguing world of exploration. The animal kingdom is brimming with diversity. From the icy poles to the scorching deserts, animals have adapted in extraordinary ways to survive. Among these adaptations, one of the most striking is the difference in how animals regulate their body temperature. So how exactly do cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals differ? Let's dive into the fascinating world of animals and their thermal regulation. First off, let's explore how these animals regulate their body temperatures. Cold-blooded animals, or ectotherms, don't produce their own body heat. Instead, they rely on the sun or their surroundings to warm them up. Imagine basking in the sun to get your blood flowing. That's a daily reality for our cold-blooded friends. Now, on the flip side, warm-blooded animals, also known as endotherms, have a built-in temperature control system. Thanks to metabolic processes within their bodies, they can generate their own heat. This means they can maintain a steady body temperature regardless of whether it's a sweltering summer day or a frosty winter night. So what does this mean for these creatures' daily lives? Well, the cold-blooded animal's body functions like digestion and muscle activity can slow down when it gets chilly. In contrast, warm-blooded animals keep chugging along, burning up food for fuel and heat no matter the weather. So while cold-blooded animals rely on their surroundings for body heat, warm-blooded ones generate their own. Moving on, we find differences in their metabolic rates and activity levels. Cold-blooded animals, or ectotherms, typically have lower metabolic rates. This means they need less food to fuel their bodies, which is handy when food is scarce. Their activity levels also fluctuate with the temperature. When it's warm, they're active. When it's cold, they tend to slow down. On the flip side, warm-blooded animals, known as endotherms, have higher metabolic rates. They need a steady supply of food to generate the energy that keeps their internal body temperature stable. And unlike their cold-blooded counterparts, they maintain consistent activity levels, no matter what the thermometer says. They can be just as active in the chill of winter as they are in the heat of summer. It's quite fascinating how temperature affects an animal's metabolism and energy levels, isn't it? Now let's consider their adaptability to different environments. Cold-blooded animals, being the resourceful creatures they are, often excel in habitats with fluctuating temperatures. From the vast desert with its scorching days and freezing nights, to the aquatic realms where temperatures can swing widely, they've made themselves right at home. Their secret? They cleverly use the environment to regulate their body temperature. On the other hand, warm-blooded animals come with their own set of adaptability superpowers. Their ability to maintain a steady internal temperature gives them the freedom to roam a variety of environments. They can venture into colder regions without skipping a beat, thanks to their built-in biological thermostat. So, whether it's a reptile basking in the desert's heat or a bear braving the chill of the Arctic, these fascinating creatures have developed ingenious ways to survive and thrive in their environments. And that's the beauty of nature, isn't it? Whether it's a desert or a polar region, animals have found ways to thrive. Beyond temperature regulation and metabolism, even processes like reproduction and respiration show differences. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Cold-blooded animals often have their reproductive cycles and developmental processes influenced by environmental temperatures. Take reptiles, for example. They lay eggs that require specific temperature conditions for incubation. Now imagine being a baby turtle waiting to hatch. Your fate is literally dictated by the warmth of the sand around your egg. On the other hand, warm-blooded animals have more consistent reproductive and developmental processes. They are not as reliant on external temperature variations. A bird, for instance, can lay her eggs in a nest and keep them warm with her own body heat, regardless of how cold it might be outside. Now let's talk about respiration. Cold-blooded animals may have variable respiration rates depending on temperature, with slower rates in colder conditions and faster rates in warmer conditions. Warm-blooded animals, however, generally maintain relatively consistent respiration rates regardless of external temperature changes. When it comes to habitat preferences, cold-blooded animals are often found in habitats where temperature fluctuations are common, such as tropical rainforests, deserts, or aquatic ecosystems. Warm-blooded animals, with their internal temperature regulation, can inhabit a wider range of habitats, including polar regions. So, whether it's in the sweltering heat of a desert or the freezing cold of the Arctic, these animals have found ways to thrive. Isn't it amazing how temperature influences such diverse aspects of their lives? Finally, let's take a look at their energy efficiency and survival strategies. Cold-blooded animals are typically more energy efficient in terms of metabolic energy expenditure. They don't need to constantly produce internal heat, which means they can save energy for other essential activities. On the other hand, warm-blooded animals invest more energy into maintaining a stable internal temperature, making them less energy efficient in certain environments. But this energy investment does have its benefits, like the ability to maintain activity levels in varying temperatures. When it comes to survival tactics, cold-blooded animals may enter periods of reduced activity or even hibernation during extreme temperature conditions to conserve energy. Warm-blooded animals, however, have evolved different strategies. They use insulation like fur, feathers, or even layers of fat known as blubber to help retain body heat in colder environments. It's a battle for survival out there, and these creatures have evolved fascinating strategies to make it through. So there you have it. 10 key differences between cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals. We've delved into temperature regulation, where ectotherms rely on external sources, while endotherms can internally regulate their body temperature. We've explored how metabolic rates and activity levels vary, with cold-blooded animals generally having lower metabolic rates and fluctuating activity levels based on temperature, while warm-blooded animals maintain consistent activity and higher metabolic rates. We've seen how these differences affect environmental adaptability, reproduction, respiration, habitat preferences, energy efficiency, and survival strategies. This journey has shown us the incredible diversity and adaptability in the animal kingdom, from reptiles basking in the sun to birds fluffing their feathers to keep warm. Each species has its own unique strategies and adaptations to thrive in its environment. Next time you see a lizard basking in the sun or a bird fluffing its feathers, you'll know exactly why they're doing it.